be 100% me.
Not to worry.
Oh man, that's better than all that shit.
Very conscious.
Yeah.
Better where you are.
Because the people that just love me, like they don't expect anything crazy from me. They know I can rap. They know I'm gonna do some good music. They know I'm gonna chill. They know I'm gonna smoke a fat ass.
You know what you're
joint.
getting.
Yeah. And on top of that, I'm smart and I know how to explain myself well. I have a good point of view, but you get all of that in layers if you want it. But just on top layer, cool as fuck.
I love the way you put that. You're the only person I think. There's a few people on earth that can say that and be like, that guy's cocky. Like, no, he was just stating a fact. This is me factual. I love it, dude. No, like you said, it's a privilege to walk around and do, this is just me. It's all fun. It's fun. Mm-hmm. This is how I am at all times.
Doing what I love.
On or off.
Yeah, exactly.
It's so much. Shit. You don't have to. We talk about it like, could you imagine having to put on a front and then remember what that front is all the time? You
so
forget
many
who you
rappers
are.
gotta go through that shit.
You're allowed to smile. That's why I just say to those rappers, you're allowed to smile in pictures. Yeah. No one's gonna think you're not hard for smiling. Yeah. You're allowed to it's fine.
I don't even know.
Bro, I see. This was your laugh and smiles a GIF on Instagram, bro. Yeah, no, so like. That's what I'm saying. It's all right to be like, yeah, I can laugh at shit. Even in gang marriages and movies, they're always laughing at shit. Yeah. The hardest fool is always the funniest fool. No, like Goodfellas.
Yeah. Can you tell us about the Khalifa Kush?
Khalifa Kush comes straight from Burner.
Does it?
The original strain, this one right here.
Stop, that's the original cut?
Yeah, the original cut comes from Burner.
No shit.
Yeah, he brought me this.
I did not know that.
2012.
It's long.
I think we started manufacturing this thing, and now we got different flavors. We got Khalifa Mints, a Baby Turtle, and the new one is Point Breeze. These are all different flavors that aren't necessarily, my.
Yeah, you go to the OG.
Yeah, this is what I would do.
All day, every day, right?
But this, for people who smoke differently, and that's what I learned about the game is when you expand, it doesn't necessarily have to be based off of like what you exactly are gonna do, but it's what your customers enjoy. So we have a lot of stuff going on for the customers to enjoy. Oh, Violet Sky as well. Point Breeze and Violet Sky. So 1, 2, 3, 4 different flavors in the OG.
I see some concentrate over there.
Yeah, there's some concentrate. There's some sauce.
The pens too.
Yeah, we got the pens. The Khalifa Kush family. We're growing. We're in a bunch of different states all over, the U.S., but we're also in Thailand and Germany.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So being over there.
Oh, I did see the. It might have been black market or some shit, maybe. I don't know, or they're just trying to get people in. But it did say Khalifa Kush on a window when I was in Germany.
In Germany, yeah.
That was it. Okay, I was like, yo, for real? Is it real? Yeah. That's why. Okay,
if it looked like this,
it was the logo on the window. Okay, of a spot, but like a weed spot.
Yeah.
All right.
That was more likely real.
My bad. I thought maybe it was fake.
Oh man, we in Germany like a mother.
Damn, dude, that's fucking awesome. International weed company.
Yeah,
like you said, like being a businessman, you're very humble about things, but you have an international weed company. It's a fucking cool thing to say out loud.
Yeah.
So, like he said, what's next for music? But after that, now you have this. That's gonna last forever because weed is international. Weed is, like you said, it goes. If you don't speak a language, you're like, you want to hit this?
Absolutely.
Everyone's like, I don't know what you're saying, but fuck yeah.
All over the world.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
And then I see something called Mr. Cap.
Mm-hmm. Doing mushrooms now too.
What do you mean, like in certain spots, or is it the mushroom that you're allowed to ship?
So in Amsterdam, it's real. Like it's psychedelics, but everywhere else it's not yet because the laws are changing and loosening up. So the more we get into psychedelics, the more the menu will change. Yeah, but we already get started. We're getting our feet planted in that space because we already know how that stuff goes. It's like 5 to 10 years and then it's booming. So we starting now legally. Yeah.
Do you have to do a bunch of sampling for that? Or would it? Because that kind of, I love sampling weed. I do shit, but I don't want to sample a bunch of mushrooms. That's days and days and days of commitment.
Bro. if I sampled a bunch of mushrooms, y'all wouldn't get an album for at least 2-3 years.
Man, dude.
So I think we sample a couple of them and then we take breaks, but that's about it. We can't be consistent on the sampling of the mushrooms. Not too heavy on that.
Sounds terrible. Sounds like a nightmare.
Yeah. Not for the sake of the business. We'll get somebody else to do all that.
Yo, could you imagine? What do you do for a living? I test mushrooms for Wiz Khalifa's company all day.
Yeah.
Oh, is that why you're touching the ground on the floor? Like, yeah, dog, nice to meet you.
Yeah. Pretty sure there's somebody waiting to do that shit.
There's a community waiting for this. I promise you get free R&D forever.
Yeah, for sure.
Hell yeah.
You know, he like working with him for the past few years. He's been like face censorship as a content creator every step of the way.
Yeah.
Literally swimming upstream against the grain because of the weed shit. Even though this is a motivational comedy platform, you know, with some of the biggest names in the world come through, like podcasts, everything against the grain constantly because of the weed. Do you feel like you've been up against censorship this whole time with the music, or not so much?
I think the censorship for me is more on the low, like underhanded or behind my back, than it is like to my face. I think the people who do stuff with me, they know exactly what they're getting into, and whether it's for the numbers that I bring, or it's because of them actually knowing what my product is and them wanting that effect for them too. A lot of that shit just goes out of the window, but sometimes they do put people who aren't as loud about pot, they'll put them in front of me if it's beneficial to them. But being that I built myself up so much and based off of who I actually am, it kind of makes it hard for people to fake it or like, you know, like there's sometimes where they think that they're gonna change me or how I'm gonna promote something or how I do something, but then when they see that exactly how I would do it normally is the only way that it would fucking work anyway, they usually just either, you know, they usually end up like changing their train of thought when it comes to that. But like Instagram, YouTube, those are like really big platforms for me when it comes to like engagement and things like that. So I've run experiments where I've like not, you know, done so much weed stuff. Like, you know what I mean? And I'd be like, I see how much engagement that gets. And then I do some weed shit and I see how much engagement that gets. And I'm like, it's clear what the people want. Like, so like, I can't even, you know what I mean?
No,
I just gotta keep pushing, like, regardless of, you know, what people may think, or we know what's best. We know what works for us. So, you know, it's just part of the game. You gotta pay the cost to be a boss. Yeah,
I'm on the count 32.
Yeah.
Yeah. They just
Like a motherfucker.
Instagram is like, oh, you like weed? No.
There's like no way for you to not have weed doing what you do though.
I don't show weed on Instagram anymore. I just get high on there. I just don't show the actual product. I can't tag product. I can't do nothing.
For real. Nah, they took businesses, like whole business pages of ours down. Like
so you deal with it too?
Oh yeah.
Oh damn.
We're just not getting shit back.
It's not just us. Man.
No shit.
Yeah,
Really?
hell yeah.
Damn.
Oh, I'm not happy that happened. I'm happy to know that it's not.
We feel so
targeted.
ostracized.
I don't mind. Nah. Yeah, it is what it is.
You're the biggest. Wait, what the fuck? Oh, they really just don't fuck with the weed then.
Yeah.
If they're doing it to you. Like you said, most people are the hotel people. Like, we're just gonna put up air things. So we'll accommodate with it.
Yeah. Nah, I mean, it is what it is. We know what we're up against, but that doesn't mean stop doing what we're doing.
Nope.
Not at all.
And you got your vlogs dropping now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw one you dropped last month.
Yeah, hell yeah. I do different forms. I do like long form and short form. So, yeah.
You've had the day-to-day shit going for like 17 years or
That's how long it is?
My kid just turned 17 yesterday.
Okay.
And when I went back on the channel, earlier today, I was like, damn, these were coming out when she was born.
Yeah, yeah, we still doing regularly. That's just something I always enjoyed. That's part of the creative process to me. And as a fan, I think everybody, they really want to dive into that. And I've seen so many artists not do that shit and then get to a point where they're like, man, I need to start doing this. And I don't think it's because of what they see. I think they just really want to express themselves like that.
And not just their music.
Yeah, and they want people to see that type of shit. They want that their point of view to be, more than just what people see, or they don't want people to be able to narrate their lives for them. They want to
like you said earlier, that's why you do it, and that's why the IRL shit.
Yeah.
That's why you see so many big Kevin Hart's on fucking
streams and shit.
On streams.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
You guys streaming is the new shit. I mean, like you said, you have to adapt or keep doing what you're doing, but you can keep doing what you're doing and like play ball a little bit, like you said, like write a pop hit.
For sure.
Write some shit.
You gotta play ball, man. You gotta know how to move out here and still make it work for you. And there's a lot of stuff that I don't like about it, but it is what it is. Not about streaming, but just how free the internet is to take your personal content and, twist it for whatever they want it to be. I still be feeling some type of way about that because I'm so just dedicated to my fans, so I only want that message to be for them. I don't want it to get twisted for other people to
You mean like news outlets and shit? Or like other pages?
Yeah, other pages, or just even how they clip farm, or how they put titles for stuff that's like clickbait.
Oh,
it won't even be like exactly what you're talking about, but they can just spin it and make it into some headline just to get people to interact. And
engage. We've all done it.
Yeah,
we've seen it.
And the engagement, to me, is that's the wrong kind of engagement. It's supposed to be about something completely different. But then that's just me being from a different era where we could control that. We can't even control that now. So we just, we're just creating in that space where you can put stuff to your fans, but it can be twisted and turned however. So you just have to be aware of that as well. You can't really just drop anything that you want. You got to re-edit that. You got to edit it 4 times. I'm look, my finger is sideways right there. I don't want people thinking that my hand is shaped like that. Cut that scene out. Because people will take any little thing, bro, and turn it, and that'll be the headline instead of what your whole video is about. That's annoying as shit. It really will make you okay, now I gotta change.
That now you're thinking about shit that
and none of us ever had to think about this before.
But it just
sucks to think about.
It just makes you be on your game even more though, because that's what I like it, because I'm a creator. So when it comes to knowing shit, I'm like, okay, now I know what to look for.
Like the billboards, remember? I don't allow any pictures of me with my mouth wide open.
Yeah. Hell
none. I go, hey, any pictures of my mouth is wide open?
Yeah.
Don't.
That was your one note.
That was my one note when we started working. Because motherfuckers will draw a dick anywhere, and I have to laugh at it because it's funny. But I'm like, but it's also my billboard. Fuck.
Yeah, but you don't want to have to learn from getting ditched.
Yes,
you
dude.
just want to already know that it'll happen.
I already know. Yeah. Exactly. So I went, nope. Nah. Yeah. That's funny. One note I gave when we first started was like, open mouth pictures ever.
It's called being on top of your game, bro.
That's some silly ass
Get them
shit,
before they get you.
Exactly. It's preemptive.
Yeah.
All right. My last question.
Can we look at the cross joint real quick?
Oh yeah, fuck.
You got a cross joint?
Yeah.
What am I doing? I forgot
That's
about that. Here.
Day savers.
This is sick. We'll just light this bitch up. It's not a huge one, but
I don't even think people have seen one of those in real life.
Bro, it's a you can pre-pack. It's a cone.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Damn.
It's fucking sick.
They did that.
Yeah, if not, it would take forever. All right, my question is, it's a 2-part, but who got you into smoking weed besides, I don't think, was it a cousin? I always say it's someone's cousin. That's always who it is. Every person. Who did this?
It was my cousin.
See?
Nah, that was the first person I smoked with. It was my cousin.
I told you, dude.
Definitely my cousin.
It's always a cousin.
For sure, but
it's always new.
I didn't get into smoking weed all the time until I started hanging out in the studio. And
Oh, really?
yeah, and I was around some fools. They were way older than me. They was doing some shit that I was not into, but you know, they were good at it, and they used that money to rap. So they weren't really artists all like that. Well, a couple of them were, but they mainly just had money, and they were like, you know, building their artistry.
Yeah.
And they smoked hella weed, bro. Like just ounces, just big ass bags